Assalamualaikum, my name is Sabrina Binti Hasnuddin. Today, I'm going to talk about reclaiming the cultural values of Kristang community at Kampung Portuguese, Melaka. So, what is Kristang? Kristang is the Melaka Carol Portuguese, or also known as Orang Serani by some people. So, this ethnic group has the mix of Portuguese and also Malacan. The issues of the Kristang community is, first, the identity of the community, and second is the insecurity of the cultural values. So the racial identity comes when the Kristang community married with the non-Kristang community. So the insecurities of the cultural values when the elders only practice the culture. Meanwhile, the youngsters immigrate to other places for the better lifestyle. The insecurities of the cultural values when the economic factors gradually decreasing. The main cultural values of Kristang community. So the first one is the language of Melaka Choral Portuguese. This language have very strong of Malay influence, such as Yosa Nomi Sabrina, which is my name is Sabrina. Cultural values that they still have and still vibrant between the communities are music and dances. Branyu and Parapera is a very popular dances between this community, and they are still practicing this culture and also still vibrant between the community. The most popular Branyu tune between the culture and the community is the Jingli Nona, while the men wear the Bolero jackets, and meanwhile the girls will wear the colorful dresses and dancing happily. Next, the Kristang cultural value are the dishes. So the Melakan Portuguese cuisine consists of heavy influence of the local, such as Malay, India, Chinese. So the most popular cuisine are curry vegetable, or known as curry vegetable, because this curry is so spicy. It contains of galangal, turmeric, and also ginger. They also have their own style of grilled fish, soy limang terong, and also the sagu kung sukri, which is the dessert. So nice. The majority of their religions is Christian. They are practicing the Roman Catholicism. Christmas, Festival of Saint John, and also the San Pedro Festival. Income for this community are still fishing. They are still fishing along the street while they are having the income by opening the restaurant and also selling the fish. The original name of Kristang are Lopez, Fernandez, Santa Di Maria, and many more. To identify the diminishing cultural value of the Kristang community. So the objective of these studies, first, is to identify the cultural values of Kristang community at Kampung Portuguese, Ujong Pasir, Melak. Second, is to evaluate the awareness of their diminishing cultural values. Lastly, to recommend the initiative to preserve their original culture. I have used two methods for this study. First one is the document analysis, and the second one is the semi-structured interview. The document analysis will analyze all the data from the literature view and analyze it. The target of the semi-structured interview will have two. They are the AJK and the head of the committee of the Kampung Portuguese. So here we go. We arrive at the analysis and findings. So the cultural values of the Kristang community. So the discussions and the document analysis that I have analyzed, some of the cultural values are still amusing and lively. Therefore, some of it is diminishing. Some of their cultural values are diminishing and gradually forgetting. by the communities and the youngsters. During the discussions, we have talked about these cultural values and how they are surviving with this small community. They are together when the festivals, they are still talking to each other during the evening, and they are still using the language even with the teenagers, and also they talk about this cultural to others, to the communities, to the public, and this is how they are surviving. Meanwhile, the factors that bring the community of the cultural values decreasing, the changes of era, the pressure of economics, the school of thought, mixed marriage, and also the youngsters are not interested to learn more about this culture. So the youngsters, we brought up the cultural values. They said that the culture is in them. The culture is around them for all long the time ago. So why should we just keep saying it, keep doing it? So that's why the cultural values keep decreasing. So the teenagers just interesting with the others cultures, with the mixed cultures. They say they are more into the other cultures, and the original cultures is still in there, and they no need to preserve because they're still practicing. So this is why their interest is little and so small about this culture and the language. So therefore, the language of their own mother tongue will diminishing. So their initiative to preserve their culture is by their own. They have small culture, they have small community, just about 2,000 in the small kampung. So how they going to preserve? How they going to sustain for the 500 years? They should have the support, and they should have the fund from the government. The government should help them in preserving their cultures because they need to sustain for more than 100 years to come. If not, the young generation won't notice them as the culture, as the community. So the recommendation that we should do to preserve the original culture is encourage the youngsters and to learn and preserve the language. This is by doing the classes, seminar, workshops, and many more. We should induce the role of society in preserving the culture. Creating the balanced tourism activities around the Kampung Portuguese will help much more on preserving this culture. They are gain tourists, they are gain the media, they are gain fun from the tourism activities, and that's how which help this culture will expand more. That's all from me. Thank you so much.